Yo, yo, yo. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, Marnus.
Thank you, Uno, for having me again, I'd say.
Is it again? Because
It's not again.
that first one is not
we
official.
tried. Let me practice the first time. I have questions about my own answers, but
All right. Before we go too far, just want to take the opportunity to wish all of our viewers and our listeners, supporters, a happy new year. This is the first episode we're recording in the new year 2025, man. And I'm going to take the opportunity to ceremoniously light these incense sticks. One is for drawing money, and the other is for success.
yes.
So my wish for you and for myself
And for yourself.
and for our listeners is money and success. Okay. Right. That being
Good.
said, that done. I want to start off with the icebreaker for you. With you. Basically, you pick one card at a time. It's going to be 3 cards. It's a circumstance. I'm going to read it to you. Then you just tell me what to do in that situation. This one. In a job application, you are asked if you have ever had psychiatric care. You saw a psychiatrist for depression 5 years previously. Do you mention it?
Of course. We are all great in somewhere other way.
Okay. Alright, so you wouldn't conceal that information.
These days,
And it's nothing
mental
to be
health
ashamed of.
mental health is quite important.
Yeah,
But, okay.
that's true. Okay, another one. This one. Someone extends his friendship, but you aren't interested. Later you learn that he's a legal wizard. You need free advice desperately and don't know anyone else. Do you call him?
If I don't know anyone else, yes.
This one sounds like it could have been a real situation in
Yes,
your life.
I will call him. Yeah, I had instances. No, I think I've had instances where I've not people have offered friendships, and I don't feel it's fair to use such a person. But if there's no one else and it's an emergency, you just go, "Hey, bro, what's up? Long time no speak.
Tell me!
Tell me, I have this friend."
Okay. I mean, it is what it is,
Yeah.
right? It is what it is. Alright, last icebreaker. Okay. In your opinion, the divorce settlement which awards half your money to your ex is a travesty of justice. Do you seek illegal ways to avoid payment? Oh, wow.
Depends on how that how the wealth was accumulated. If your spouse helped you, yes, by all means, then half is half. But if you married a person already successful and rich, there's no ways that should be in a contract. But that's not technical. But I believe that I believe in fairness.
So you'd
Yeah, if I worked hard for something and the spouse did not, and we part our ways, I'll give what's fair, but the rest I will not.
Okay, but you won't hide. You won't do anything illegal to.
Man, it changes. If there's a hell of a lot of money, people change, right?
That's true. Marnus, thank you so much for pulling up again for take 2 of our highly anticipated, long overdue podcast. I got to know you a little bit in that first podcast we tried to do, but unfortunately that one won't be published because of some technical errors, right? So I have to get to know you again or more.
There's no problem. There's a lot.
Okay. All right. So let's start at the beginning, man. Like, for those of you who don't know, I forgot your surname.
De Waal.
Marnus de Waal is the owner and founder of Square 2.0, where we host Kulcha Sundaze every Sunday. We've been hosting, this is our 5th month here. It's crazy how time flies, so I personally wanted to engage with you because I think you're a very interesting type of a person, an interesting breed of person, you know. And I think like it's great to have this conversation with you at the beginning of the year when people are, you know, figuring out what they want to do with their year and
New Year's resolution vibes.
Exactly. Do you have New Year's resolutions?
No, not really.
No, you're on the right track.
I don't do New Year's resolutions. If you want to start something, start it now.
You don't have to wait for the
years,
the calendar.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Anyway.
in this period of time, you don't have anything new that
Always
you're trying
have
to improve on
always
on
have
yourself.
new things brewing. But I've never waited. I have waited, but I don't wait too long to start stuff. You know, you shouldn't say next year I'm gonna open up a business, or next year I'm gonna lose weight, or next year I'm gonna get a girlfriend or a boyfriend. There's no point. You're just delaying.
Yeah, it's procrastination.
It's procrastination at its best.
Yeah, calculated procrastination.
It's like on a Monday. From Monday on, I'm gonna, start doing my budget proper, or I'm gonna eat better, or I'm gonna sleep better. Why not start that same day? Why wait for Monday?
Yeah. That's a great attitude, man. But I know. Have you always had that attitude?
No.
Okay, so like that's what I'm saying. I wanna go to the beginning, the
Yes.
beginning of Mr. Marnus de Waal. Let's start with how old are you?
I'm 44. Yes, I'm 44 years old.
You're 44, and where were you born?
I was born in Pretoria. Believe it or not, I went to school within where we are sitting, 5-kilometer radius, primary school and high school.
Damn. And university.
The house I grew up in, first house that my parents stayed at, was also within 5 kilometers from where we are sitting. The house that I moved to, where I matriculated, went to go and study, is also about 5 kilometers from where we are sitting.
Damn.
So,
So you just love this
stability.
area.
No, I think yes, I do love the area, but stability is key.
And you've seen this area go through a lot of changes.
I see a lot of changes. Buildings go up, buildings go down. Landscape changed, roads gotten worse and better at the same time.
So what does primary school Marnus look like? What were you into back then? I mean, we know you're an entrepreneur now.
Yeah.
Are you a serial entrepreneur? Would you say a serial entrepreneur?
Yes, I've always been so inclined. My mother, high school teacher. She did the tuck shop at the school. So, and she taught business subjects, accounting and business economics.
Okay.
So I would say,
What did they used to call it when we were in school? EMS. Economic Management Sciences.
It changed later on, yeah. And my father was always in business. He had retail stores, and he was always his background is also he did become economy, and was always. That's just the way I grew up. So I was always busy with some sort of a deal or something happening. In holidays, I worked a few days here and there, earned some pocket money.
Would you say you grew up soft? Is this a safe space?
No. I hear
It's
what
okay.
you're saying. Soft in sense. No, I won't say it's soft. It's a mixture between soft. I had a good life. I had both my parents. Thank God they are both still alive. They never got divorced.
Praise the Lord.
So I've always had them. That was soft in those terms, but growing up wasn't necessarily easy. I had siblings as well. I'm the youngest. So it wasn't difficult, but it wasn't just I would get what I want. Oh, you want this is what you get. There was limitations to stuff, and over and above for that, I remember I was 16 one year and I wanted to go visit my one friend. He was somewhere at the coast, and my dad said, no problem, you're gonna work for that airplane ticket or that bus ticket, or I can't even remember how. I said, that's no problem, what must I do? And I did the job, got the money and paid. And I learned something that in my younger life, that if you work hard and you earn money, that money you spend it rather slowly and what you want, but you appreciate it more
because you generated it yourself.
Work for it, yeah.
Okay, all right.
So, to just come back to the question, the primary school Marnus, he was a youngster, always looking into business here and there, very much so into sports. I wanted to become a professional rugby player when I was younger, like a lot of youngsters do. What else is there? Yeah, I think that's pretty much me. Didn't necessarily have the ambitions to be in business or be an entrepreneur one day. That developed a bit later in my life.
But you were always curious.
And the background was there. The speech around the talk around the kitchen table was always business orientated. If I see my grandfather or friends of my father's and stuff, there's a lot of business being discussed. And when kids are young, they pick up on things.
What was
kind of you just catch the lingo.
What was Pretoria like when you were?
It was way different.
School?
Remember when I was?
What year was that? Like when did you?
When I was done in 1993 with grade 7.
Damn. Sure.
So it was a with our South African apartheid, when it all changed, when we became democratic. I remember the stage before that, but not all that well. I just remember there was elections in '94 and things started changing, but it was never a big change. When you are young and you're a child, children adapt so quickly. It wasn't all that weird to be honest. We went to high school and there were kids of color in there, but that was just kids. We did not see. We didn't say, okay, but why are they here now? I was like, but we didn't really have them in primary school. We didn't have them in primary school, but we just carried on with our lives. We became friends. We played rugby together. So it was I think it was way different when I was younger.
Yeah.
But I could see the change. Remember, I was here in 1995 when we won the first Rugby World Cup. I remember my parents driving through the streets of Burnett. We had an old Chevy with convertible. We drove through the streets here and it was
going crazy.
Black and white people celebrating victory. I think if it was not
the
for that...
the final was at Loftus?
No, the final was in Ellis Park. But regardless, that kind of... People don't understand what that did for us as a nation. So I saw this thing. There was times where you start getting your adult brain, so you can see how things develop and how things change. So I was born like in the middle of this whole thing. So I was a little bit old, a little bit new, and like I would say, the years where it mattered most, I grew up with a new South Africa.
So do you remember having any feelings about, because everything is in the media, right? It's always been in the media. Stories are being told in the media. Do you remember seeing anything in the media about some of the stuff that was happening in different parts of the country?
I had a lot of questions. I remember
for your folks.
I remember there was a lot of conflict in KwaZulu-Natal at some point. The IFP was fighting the ANC. I remember these people. I just remember getting quite anxious when I saw there was people necklaced and stuff like that. That was hectic, man. And I couldn't understand why people were fighting. When you're a kid, you couldn't understand why. And your parents couldn't really explain this. And I used to ask my parents, but why are the brown people over there? I used to, and my parents would say it's a law of the country. Remember, as much as I didn't understand, not necessarily the parents understood, they were just told this is how it works. If you agree with it or not, you can't do anything against this. You probably can be rebellious about it and stand, but that was how it worked. And I just said, well, okay then, that's probably how it works.
That's what it is.
What it is. You're an 80s baby. It's not like today. Your parents say this is how it works. You go, well, this is how it works then.
Okay, all right.
It was, but I remember seeing that and I went, this is weird. How is this fair? How is this even?
And that feeling,
why is this now?
That feeling. Where did that feeling come from? Because
I'm a fair person.
That is the norm.
I'm a fair person. One of the things I hate the most in this world is unfairness, and I think that I could never understand that. I could never.
Is that something you were taught at home to be fair,
yes,
or you think it's something God bestowed upon you?
That and both my parents. They can be many things, but they are fair. They are 100%. You can't be. They are not unfair. They'll go.
This is not. You're being fair on them.
Yeah, they are fair people. They won't ever go. When you have siblings in your house, it needs to be equal. That's where the big
How many were you?
we were
Or are you?
four
Are you?
together still. I was the youngest, so yeah, we were a house full of people.
Okay, all right. So like, what were your? Okay, you said it was to play rugby, right? Until that was in primary school.
Primary school, yeah.
Then
I played lots of sports. I played tennis, I played cricket, rugby, but I loved rugby the most. I did amateur wrestling as well, but I loved rugby the most.
were you doing well in school?
I was doing well. I would say above average, not exceptionally well, but yeah, let's say 10.
Your parents
10%.
weren't giving you hell for your marks
No,
and stuff.
they were like, you know what? They were, if anything, they were a bit too lenient. They were very much. You have to.
You think that's
You have to go and
because
sit and do your thing. They also didn't want to put too much pressure on me. They also they know how I get when people push me too much and they look over my shoulder. I can't really handle that. So, but I go, okay, but there's consequences to this. Remember, like yeah, okay, fine. Yeah, but they were good parents. Can't say anything.
Nah, that's cool, man. Shout out to good parents. You know, like yeah, that is a very interesting chat, man. Because I feel like a lot of people would say. I actually say this to my sister. She just had she's got 2 young kids,
Yeah.
and I always joke with her and I tell her, you know, one day they're gonna be talking about you in therapy. You know, so it's good that you can sit here and
Parents
be
make
fair with them.
mistakes. They make mistakes. They, as a parent myself, these days I can also see myself making mistakes. I understand better now. The mistakes my parent had made did not come from a place of any harm or what. How can I? Lack of words now. Why they said the things they did or did.
Yeah, it
I can
wasn't
understand it now.
malicious.
Not malicious. There we go. But yeah. I don't have any bad feelings. I can honestly say when people ask me how are your parents, I say I have perfect parents, and they go yeah, but it's impossible. No parent's perfect. I said then I explained to them. I was staying in the same house now for the last 42 years. I went to one primary school, one high school. They never divorced. I had everything I needed. They go, okay, you have perfect.
Were the high school sweethearts themselves?
No.
They met along the way in life.
But I mean, yeah.
Okay.
I have no excuse. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah. It also sounds like you got a little bit of last born privilege.
Yeah, probably. Have to.
Take it from a middle born.
Have to.
Okay, so you know we're still running with you growing up, right? So now you're in high school. Has your ambition, vision, dreams changed from being a rugby player or an athlete, or changed, or you still like?
You know, reality came in when you realize you are not as good as you had thought you were. It's a difficult one, but it's not that bad. It was like you accept it. You go, there's guys better than me. You know, you can work as hard as you want.
That's such a hard thing to accept. I hate coming to that conclusion.
I hate losing. I hate losing. I said to someone asked me, how do you deal with losing? I said, I don't lose. That's how I
make sure.
That's how I deal with that. But I think I just flew through that one. There was a lot going on in high school. High school's busy, you know. You have lots of different events. There's athletics and there's sports and there's social life and there's stuff. So kind of like I'm never gonna reach the top.
Your high school you said is Menlo.
Menlo Park High School.
So did you give up, or you decided?
No, I decided. I said I was not picked for a provincial team in grade 6 or 7 or 8. I'm like, okay, this is probably not working. I can practice as much as I want. My size is a little bit against. I'm not big enough because the guys went.
So you rationalized it out.
Yeah, I made excuses up and I accepted them and I moved on.
Okay.
I still played sports. I played rugby through the whole of high school and after high school, and I enjoyed it.
Recreationally.
I enjoyed every minute.
or even
Recreationally,
competitively?
competitively, yeah. I played for one or two races here at Tux.
Okay.
And yeah, I just enjoyed every minute. Even if I could play now, right now, I will. I loved it so much.
Okay. All right. And rugby is your favorite sport?
Right now, yeah, I love rugby. I would say rugby is right up there. I learned to love soccer as well, like you well know. My kids are into soccer so much now. I'm drawn into it now, and now I would say I enjoy soccer equally. Rugby is awesome, but I watch the Premier
And you
League
never
and La
used to
Liga.
enjoy football?
I used to watch Champions League. I love the Champions League, the Euro, and always the World Cup. But that was like the big teams playing against each other. But now I've learned to watch the Premier League. I watch some of La Liga.
Well, you strike me as someone who had a long, strong stint of rebellion.
Rebellion.
Yeah.
Yeah, obvious.
Did you?
Yes.
What
100%.
was the most rebellious thing that you did?
Most rebellious thing that I ever did. Let's see. Wow. Most rebellious thing I've ever did.
Maybe you can
I think-
start in high school or
No, high school. No. I think it happened more after high school. I just one year I just stopped studying completely for a whole year.
you stopped studying.
Stopped studying.
Like you
They
quit
said-
school.
I quit school. I said I don't want to anymore. I have other things to do.
What was happening in your life?
No, I think I thought I had too many ideas and things and let's say business plans, a bunch of nonsense if I look back at it. It was that boom of when PCs boomed. I think 99, 2000. I thought that I was working on some crazy ideas that I had for
Like what?
let's say software. That is let's say stuff I'm still working on, but and I thought that it was a dream. I'm a dreamer, so I thought okay, let's leave the other studies for a bit. Let's and then it was actually good.
Do you remember what inspired you to activate that rebellion and all these things you were thinking about?
I was never okay. So I was never. I was always staying at my parents' house. I got married from my parents' house. I was never by myself. So I felt like I needed to kind of, let's say, stand on my own 2 feet. I did get a few jobs. So I had a few jobs. And I just felt I wanted to try this for myself and see where this would go, or what it would lead to. And it was good. I think you make contact with the real world quite hectically when you're that young. And reality is way different than you imagine it in your mind. You can. My dad got this one friend, Jack. He's a computer programmer. He always said, if you punish figures hard enough, they will confess. Meaning, if you go around and have ideas and sums up in Excel spreadsheets, and it will always look good at the end. But it's not necessarily that it's going to work that way.
Yeah, that's true, eh?
Yeah, true story.
That's true. So, your ambition, would you say it misled you, or it
did mislead
put you
me
on the road less
slightly.
traveled?
Yes, it did. It definitely did. You can always take away something from defeat, right? And if you get defeated from trying something, it might seem that's defeat, but you've learned so much. It's worth so much. You can actually consider that as a win or as a plus in your life.
Yeah.
Because if you learn how to stuff up something properly, you've learned from that, right? You lose a lot of money, it burns you. It's like you will never ever make that same mistake. And I always say maybe in the universe you got saved from making a mistake now. Imagine you make the same mistake later when the scales are much higher and there's much more chips on the table. You stuff it up then, what then?
Yeah.
So you learn to deal with failures. It's not nice to, but at some point
would you say that you failed in that year that
I did fail miserably
at a lot of things.
Theoretically, yes.
Okay.
But I did not fail in terms of what Professor Life taught me. And for that I'm grateful, because without that, it's not plain sailing. You get people who also have perfect parents. Go and study, finish their degrees, walk into a job, And the first time that they ever hit a wall or a difficult situation or an extreme situation, what are they going to do there?
They fold.
They won't be able to handle what's coming their way. It's going to be a massive storm. Their relationship's going to be on the rocks because they don't know how this works now. I'm thankful for that. And there's people who go through life with perfect parents and perfect studies and a perfect job and a perfect wife and kids, and God bless them all. But that's 0.1%. Most people go through struggles. It's just part of the life.
Part of life.
You reach an age where you kind of learn, okay, this storm is happening. Let's just focus here. We can get through this. This is how not. Oh, we are sinking. What are we going to do?
Always panicking. Throwing the baby out with the bath water.
Yeah. So, my dad's he's very motivational in a certain sense. He will always send me stuff like, when I was 39 years old, he gave me this book, and it's a Century of Henry Ford.
Okay.
And he said, read this book and then you let me know. There's something interesting in there. Now, as I read it, I read there, Henry Ford was 39 years old when he started the Ford Motor Corporation.
Damn.
And I said to him, I'm 39. He says, Henry Ford was 39, you're 39, you can do anything.
And you had already done a lot by then, right?
I've done some, but I mean, there's always something to aspire to, you know? It's never too late.
There's a friend of mine who says the mountains that you're given in your life, the mountains that you have to climb in your life are not, once you get to the top of the mountain, you shouldn't rest at the top of the mountain. You should just look and see how many more mountains there are for you to climb.
Yeah.
That's the purpose of the view.
Yeah.
So, after this rebellion phase of yours, or is it after, or did you just you ran with it as a rebel?
Yes, I did run with it, yes.
Okay, so you never went back to school?
I did go back to school. I did go back to school
Same
for 2
course?
years. Same course for 2 years. Reluctantly.
What made you go back?
I think I had enough of the rebellion at this stage.
The toughness, the struggle.
Yeah, I wanted to do something more formal, let's say that. And then I did that for 2 years, almost finished, and then I started working in the industry, let's say in accounting. Started doing articles, and I think that was one or two subjects that I needed to complete my degree, and I did the one. I was about to finish the other one so I can carry on, and then I realized accounting necessarily is not my game. Big mistake once again if I look at it in that sense, and I said no, I want to do business, I want to be in business, I want to make money, not see how other people make money.
How old are you at the time?
23, 24. I want to go into retail, into business, and that was the final, not the final straw, but the switch that I kind of needed. I tried to afterwards just to complete the degree, to just complete it for the sake of completion. I learned later on that it's better to complete things and complete one thing as to move to another. So, but we'll get to that one day. And then I would just went flat out into business something.
So do you have regrets of not finishing it?
I have a regret of only the regret is completion wise, because as a person, in terms of business, in terms of, let's say, earning, it would have made no difference in my life. I would not use that for
it's just
a piece
that,
of paper for 1 second. Personal. I'm older now. I feel like I try and teach my children, finish something before you move on to something else. Finish this bowl of food, then you eat something else. It's just something that I kind of slipped up on when I was younger. So, take it as it is.
Would you say that's the only slip that you've had, or you had a few where you're like, I don't want to do this anymore?
No. Slip-ups in terms of completion, that's the big one. The other ones, I don't think it would have gone anywhere had I continued. You can look at business and go, there's a few things that I would have, if I put in more effort, it would have worked out better. Probably, maybe, could have, but you never know. I business is business. You need to, at some point you need to also realize it's either working or it's not. You can it becomes gambling at some point. We just wish this month is going to be better, this month is going to be better. At some point you also need to realize it's not working. That's not abandoning or not completing, that's just common sense.
Because they say the definition of being crazy is trying something, doing it the same way and expecting different results.
Yeah. Over and over again, expecting different results. True.
Yeah.
But that is literally what it is.
Okay. So now you're like 23, 24, 25. Did you start a business then?
I did start a business there. Let me just think back. Now I was involved in retail then. I didn't start a business, but I grew the business. So we opened up a few extra stores, and I was directly involved in the business. Kind of doubled, it gotten really big. So I didn't start something. Let me just think. No, not around that time. I was always looking into other ventures and stuff, but I didn't open something else.
So your passion is business.
It's mostly
for one of them.
Yeah, it's in terms of business. Yes, it's business. It's any business.
Yeah, because I'm saying it like that because I'm realizing that you were just looking for something to do to make money. And you're not like someone like me who's like, I don't care about anything, I want to do music because I'm an artist, right? You were just like, yo, I've got the energy.
Yeah, I'm like wired like
I need
that.
the right idea.
I would say that yes, I'm wired like that. You know, to me, income statement of a doctor is the same as the income statement of supermarket. It's you know, there's income and there's expenditure, and at the bottom line is there's a figure. You know, there's different ways and means to get income, and there's different expenses and there's taxes, but it all comes to the same thing. It's sales. Whether you like it or you're not, you don't like it. It's whether you bring it with product or service. It's you. If you're an artist, you provide a service. You don't sell an item. Maybe they do.
Or I create a song, which is a product.
Yeah, so that's what you do. So, you can do any business if you know how it works and you know the back end. You can, if you have a good artist and you have a good manager that's business orientated, this guy's gonna say one or two things. I need to market this guy, so I need to get him gigs so he can play, so he can up his sales, so we can get invoices in and he can make more money. It's not the same. If I market Square better and we sell more beer, is that not the same thing in essence?
It's the same thing. This is why they call it the bottom line.
Exactly.
Okay. So, when did you start your first entrepreneurial venture in your name? Maybe not alone, but just be like, yo.
The first one was I was 19 or 20 years old.
What was the hustle?
It was irrigation system in gardens. Yeah. It was me and my brother. So what I did is I installed one at his house, and he said, "But you are kind of a handy guy. You can do this quickly, and you know where to buy the stuff. How much did it cost?" He paid me. I said, "Well, I can make some money from this." I got some money. I basically did all the work myself. It took a day and a half.
Your brother was your first ever customer.
Yeah, let's say it like that.
In business.
When I was younger, I worked doing sales at a retail store, but in terms of own business, yes, my brother was the first one, and then him and I decided to open up this small little business, and we tried to do the irrigation thing, and we marketed it, but sad to say, it didn't catch on as we had hoped, and that was the end of that.
Okay.
After that, in that same time, I was a rep as well. I think it was in the rebellious phase, and after it a bit, I did some butchery supplies, and I repped at different butcheries in my spare time. So I did that, but that was for someone. That was not my own thing.
You know, the last time we spoke, you didn't tell me the whole story, but you told me a story.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to remember what question I asked you that triggered you to tell me that story, because I remember the story, and I don't want to tell your story. But I think it was something along the lines of what has been your biggest failure in business or regret? You know, something is definitely on the negative scale of things.
Yeah. In business. Yeah, I said I don't know.
Or
if I told you the
biggest
story.
disappointment. Yeah, I don't think you told me a story. You told me a highlight.
I can't.
Let's see if
Yeah.
you remember.
What was the biggest highlight, biggest regret?
Yeah, what you told me is that there was a certain deal you were
Oh
part
yes,
of.
yes, yeah, the massive one, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I trusted someone, yeah, I so this guy, John Smith, he was down and
I
out.
thought you were gonna name him.
Yeah. Some days I want to phone him because he's, yeah. Any case, he had a printing business. He went under, and I kind of linked him with the massive brand to do some branding for them. And we were supposed to be partners, and he's still running to this day, as I understand this from what I hear.
So he cut you out.
He just, when people don't answer their phones anymore, they go, sorry, I'm sick, this one's in hospital, my dad's this, and then obviously I was young and stupid, 23, 4 at the time. Oh no, I was a bit older, sorry, 27, 28. Didn't put anything on paper, just trusted, so I showed this guy struggling, let me just help him. And the business got so big, like really so big. It's one of the biggest printing businesses in SA.
What was the turnaround time from you lending your hand until to the business turning around?
6 months.
Really?
Yeah. Got massive contracts. 8-9 figure massive things.
Really?
Yeah.
So you would have been how many M's up by now?
150.
Really? Shit.
That kind of freaked me out when that knocked me a bit for a few years. But then again, I just sat down the one day.
Knocked in a discouraging sense.
Yeah, discouraging sense. And you know when someone, you go and imagine, it was also necessary at the time when I was busy with other dealings, and it would have opened a lot of things. But I look back at it now, I look back at it then, and I realized this said to my younger self, it happened for a reason. You might have died in a fast car, or you might have done something stupid. I don't know. Because when you are that young and with that amount of money, not the best things happen.
For sure.
And God bless whoever he is, what he's doing and where he's going. I've thought of picking up the phone a few times and going, dude, remember what happened? What's it now? 17 years ago. Don't you feel like you want to just send me like just 10. 1 or 2 or 10? It's gonna make a difference in my life. But it's
not beef. It's not beef on your part.
There's nothing I can do. No, there's literally, the more I think about it, the worse. It's like a toxin.
Yeah.
When you stand against a wall and you press against the wall, you exert exercise and then pressure, and it makes no difference to the wall. You're the one getting tired, and you always get tired. When you stand up against the wall and you push against the wall, nothing's going to happen to that wall, unless it's a very thin wall.
But was that person older than you?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. Now look at, maybe 10 years or so.
Do you think that played a role in...
No, I think greed played a role. Simple as that. Greed. Can I tell you a quick story? There was this guy, he went to church once. He told the pastor, please pray for me that I win the lotto ticket. He says, yeah, but what are you going to do for me? I said, but if I win, I'll give you half the money. And the pastor said, no problem. He prayed for him. Guess what? He won the lotto. But for months, he did not see this guy. And one day, he stopped next to him. He was driving this Ferrari or Porsche. He said, hey, brother, how are you? Did you win the lotto? He said, yeah, I did. He said, but where's my half? He said, pastor, there's a difference between somebody who's rich and somebody who's poor.
What does that mean?
It means that when you have money or you have a lot of money, you might change who you are.
Wow.
And I hope for the sake
he said there's a difference between a person who's rich and someone who's poor, and he's talking about himself.
Yes.
Damn. So poor him was gonna share, but rich him now. That's crazy.
But it happens like that. You can look at your own life with people that you know personally.
But I
and
mean,
people say our money changed.
I'm not rich. Yeah,
You are rich, but it's not about that. It's like you've seen own friends or family getting their hands on money and how they change.
Yeah.
Never do that, or never try and do that. You do change because you might eat more expensive food or might drive a more expensive car out.
Or
but that's
find yourself even more generous than you were.
But don't change who you are inside.
But how do you do that? How do you prevent that from happening? You know why I'm saying that? Because and this was going to be my next question. Maybe you can put it together. How can you say that? How, where, when did you find yourself to say, you know what? One, this is who I am. Two, I'm comfortable with being who I am. So much so that it's gonna take a lot. Should I change, it's gonna take a lot. You know, because I think some people go through such an experience from rags to riches, and they change because they haven't identified their character. You know, so I'm asking you, when did you come to that conclusion or that understanding of yourself that, man, this is actually who I am. I'm just like this.
I think.
Or I want to be this person.
Yeah, you learn the hard way. Most of the time you learn the hard way. Okay. So when you have money, you can think you can do whatever you want, or life becomes easy. It's not the case. Life sometimes gets more difficult if you have more. And then when you lose a lot, you also learn that it's easier sometimes to lose the money than it is to make the money, right? But then at some point you realize that to be successful in terms of money, it's not necessarily your doing. It's the doing of the people around you. It's the doing of the universe. It's the doing of God. It's blessings that you just get. Some things you cannot foresee. It's like COVID. It's like 2020, right? I was involved in other business as well. The business didn't close in 2020, but we closed it in 2022. It just got knocked so badly. When you realize that life is short, and that anything can go away at any second, you realize that all you have is your character and who you are. The zeros in the bank means what? And people forget that. So yeah.
Alright. I know you're a busy person. Everybody wants something from you. So I'm gonna try my best not to take too much of your time.
No.
We're gonna wrap it up. But I also think I want to thank you for making the time to do this podcast, and I'd like us to do more of this because our off-air conversations have made me realize that I think you're the type of person a lot of young people need to hear speak. Yeah. This is why I texted you and I said, man, thank you for using your voice, because even when we talk, I'm hearing somebody who is not like anybody else that I know. Seriously, even
I try to be. I try and be honest as far as possible. I do. Try and save people from making mistakes. I'm trying to rescue people that don't go through the same. I can't see how the world cannot get better, or the world cannot. How can we make the same mistakes as human if there's 8 billion people on the planet, and maybe there was, I don't know how many people, I've never actually researched this, how many people have ever lived. Maybe another 6 million has died before us. How come we can't learn from their mistakes, or just get people, because some people are willing to share. There's a magnitude of information even around us. In old age homes, there's people sitting with information and knowledge and experiences that's never been shared. How come we don't plug into that and go, but you know what the problem is? Not that. We're not willing to share. People are not willing to receive. People are not willing to listen. We are young. I will figure it out myself. I will do this better. I'm going to reinvent the wheel. I know what I'm doing, leave me. And when you realize,
I don't want to make the mistakes you made.
Wait. Wisdom might be listening to someone and going, you've already tried this. Yeah, but you tried it differently. Okay,
I'm
fine.
better. Yeah.
That's where my drive is to just, I drive past sometimes shops and let's call it restaurants, and not that I know everything, but I drive past then I go, oh damn, there's a problem. This guy's, that's not right. It doesn't look if it's gonna work. I just want to pop in there and go, dude, just change this, make the advert a bit bigger, or do this, or open more. It's gonna help your business. But then I go, he's gonna think I'm a wise ass. Let me just keep quiet. And then lo and behold, 6 months later, too late sign, gone. And it's sad, man. It's someone's money that went down the toilet.
Yeah, you know, that is literally like minding your business. Like someone would say to you, no, but it's none of your business. Why are you trying to help? But anyway, this is what I wanted to say. I wanted to say that, like, I think I'd love for you to be like a regular on the Culture podcast, and
there's a lot we can work through.
I feel like us young people can learn a lot. There's a saying that goes, experience is a good teacher, but it's not the best. I don't have to put my finger on the stove in the fire to know that it burns. 100%. If you told me it burns, I agree.
But you want to experience it, you want to feel that burn, so you know what the burn is.
Not always.
Some people.
Yeah, and that's why I would love for us to continue having these conversations. I don't know how regularly, how often, but
Yeah, we must do it on a monthly basis.
Yeah.
I think I definitely don't know everything, but I know enough, and I also have enough experience to say, okay, I don't know. Let's find someone who does.
Yeah.
And look for the answer.
Yeah.
Because you can find the answer. If you don't have it, don't pretend you have it. Just say, oops, I don't know. Let's phone this guy that phones that guy, then we'll get to that.
Yeah. That's wisdom. So I want to pause our conversation here. Then I'll ask you this is the last question. Then you can attend to your business. Okay, I have a lot of questions, man. I want to know how many businesses you're running, but you don't have to answer that. We'll get there. I want to know how and why you started Square and you've made it the way it is, but we'll get there. But the most important thing I want to ask you right now, considering that it's the beginning of the year and people are looking for motivation, people are looking for hope, people are dreaming, like, what message do you have for the dreamers?
Very simple. Do these few things. Don't wait to start. Start as quickly as you can. If you have to go and see someone, or take a calculator or Excel spreadsheet, or buy a product to start selling, do it now. Don't wait, because you're going to spend that money tomorrow, that weekend after. Ask people who've done whatever what you are trying in the past. Don't ask for advice. If you want to start a restaurant, go to the closest restaurant to where you are. Go, my guy, where's the owner? I just want to chat to you. Because most entrepreneurs are happy to sit with someone and share. It's not as if it's a secret. There's basics, and it's not as if it's competition. You get nasty guys who are gonna go, I'm not gonna tell you. Go, listen, I just want to know how it is to have how to have a restaurant, and dream and follow your dreams, and do. Don't let somebody. Don't share your dreams with anyone.
You believe in that?
I believe in not sharing your dreams with anyone.
Why?
People are jealous. People are negative. And that sometimes inhibits your ideas that you have. You go, I want to open up a skytop bar. You go, oh, you just do this. Oh, I don't know. I doubt. And when there's doubt, there's
that's energy.
So those three things I would say, just don't waste time. Start. Ask someone that knows, and don't share what you want to do with anyone.
Yeah, those are three major keys. The three major keys. Just start.
Ask someone for advice as much as you can,
and
don't share your dreams.
Don't share your dreams.
Anyone. When you have a few beers, go, oh, guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna open up a car wash, and people are going, it'll never work. They might steal your idea,
but how?
Or they'll just speak negative things over what you want to do.
What if I want you to buy into my dream?
That's why I say not to everyone.
Not to everyone. Huh?
Yeah, you can
You
share
know
with
who
people
to talk to.
Yes, there's people who are cheerleaders. They go, yes, Uno, that's awesome. Do it.
People like
People
you.
are gonna go, yeah. But there's people who are gonna go, I don't know, you don't have this or that. Don't share it with everyone. Share it with the people you can trust, the people who can also share in that dream. Because you have people in life that can motivate you. You speak to some people, you feel uplifted and go, what a nice convo, what a nice chat. But sometimes when your phone rings, you go, oh God, no, okay. I'm gonna hear this now. He's gonna complain, or she's gonna complain in my ears how bad a day they just had, and nothing is right.
Yeah, those are not good people to keep around.
No, it's not. You need the people to lift the spirits.
Yeah. No, Big M.
Big you.
I want to thank you so much
Only a pleasure.
for making this time, for being our first guest of the new year, and for your words, your inspiration. You're 44 years old. There's no way we're going to get through your story in one sitting.
No.
So I guess we'll have the next conversation pretty soon.
Very cool, man.
You know what I'm saying? Thank you so much. I appreciate
Thank you. Pleasure.
Cool. It's the culture. Oh yeah, and it's Kulcha Sundaze every Sunday here at Square 2.0. You know what I'm saying? It's the vibe, best vibe in the city.